This is TechCrunch. So there's a new dating app on the market called Sonder, and it has a deliberately annoying sign-up process. And according to TechCrunch's Amanda Seiberling, it's working. Sonder's founders could not bear to encounter one more dating app profile in which someone boldly declared that their most controversial opinion is that they like pineapple on pizza. Co-founder Mehdi Hassan told TechCrunch, "We didn't learn that people are frustrated through user calls or interviews or any of that. We learned that through our own experience. We're just like, this can't be." Now, this observation that dating apps are a slot machine of misery is about as unoriginal as bragging on Hinge that you were Time Magazine's 2006 Person of the Year. We all were, apparently. So Hassan and three friends, all in their mid-20s, set out to create an app that doesn't suck. With Sonder, the four London-based founders, Mehdi Hassan, Helen Sun, Leonard Pratt, and Hannah Ken, sought to create an app that felt less like a job application and more like Pinterest or MySpace. They mentioned MySpace as an inspiration, despite being too young to have used it at its peak. Co-founder Helen Sun told TechCrunch, "With the format of existing dating apps, the intention is lowering the barrier to entry and improving access, allowing for introverts to meet a bunch of people easily. Those intentions were really good at the beginning, but based on the way those apps have evolved, I think it's become a very monotonous thing, and people are suffering from burnout because there's a loss of authenticity." Sonder profiles are completely unstructured, encouraging users to build something that looks like a mood board or a digital collage. People can connect over the app, but they can also attend quirky in-person events that Sonder organizes, like a speed drawing event, presentation night, or a performative mail contest. It's a thing, we promise. Anyway, Sonder can be used for both platonic and romantic connections, which makes its in-person events feel less intimidating. You're not entering a space where everyone is on the prowl. Sun said, "We have recurring events because it's nice when regular people come back. It's emulating run clubs in some way, where you have this reoccurring opportunity to meet people, but there's no pressure in that sense that you have to make it work the first time that you see someone." Running clubs have become something of a phenomenon for people to meet in person. The incentive for productivity maxers is that even if you don't make a new connection, you at least get a workout in. But not everyone likes running, nor does everyone feel they're flirtiest when they have visible sweat stains. Hassan chimed in by saying, "I hate running. Not everyone is going to be interested in run clubs. Helen is interested in book clubs, but you could not pay me to go to a book club." Sonder is not the first startup to notice that people might want to meet in person. Even Tinder, the most dating app of all dating apps, is rolling out in-person experiences. But consumers are eager to try something new. For dating apps, early-stage startups can actually benefit from their lack of brand recognition. Going to an in-real-life Tinder event sounds about as appealing as going to the DMV, while trying something new feels a bit more inviting. Sun said, "I think what we're trying to bring back is that magic of bringing people together and meeting someone for the first time. It should be special rather than feel like swiping through job applications on LinkedIn." Established dating apps are also introducing flashy new features like Bumble's AI-powered dating assistant or a tool Tinder is testing that analyzes photos from your camera roll to get to know you better. Sonder is not squeamish about AI. Hassan's day job is in product engineering at Granola, a London-based AI note-taking app that recently raised $125 million at a $1.5 billion valuation. But he understands that Sonder's users, about 6,500 in London, acquired with no paid marketing, tend to be less enthusiastic about the overly intrusive uses of AI in their dating lives. Sonder still uses AI, though. It's just less flashy about it than mainstream apps. The app suggests matches for users by running an LLM to analyze screenshots of user profiles, figuring out who the user might want to meet. But Hassan says he refuses to introduce any AI profile generation tools. He said, "I think at that point, it loses the human touch of it. So even though we're probably losing out on hundreds of users, and there's a lot of friction setting up the profile, We want to make sure it's an actual person putting their own effort in to make that profile because I think that also acts as an indicator of how much effort you're actually interested in putting into your connections. Sonder has not yet raised funding, and its founders work on the app part-time alongside their day jobs. But Hassan hopes Sonder can secure funding and turn into a full-time gig while remaining London-based. He said, "Our life is very tiring for us, to be honest. We work 9 to 5, then go to host this event at the end of the day. But the next day, when I actually go through the videos, it's actually really nice to see people smiling so much and having genuine conversations." Well, Anthropic ran into some issues this week when it accidentally caused thousands of code repositories on GitHub to be taken down while trying to pull copies of its most popular product's source code off the internet. On Tuesday, a software engineer discovered that Anthropic had, seemingly by accident, included access to the source code for the category-leading Claude Code command line application in a recent release. AI enthusiasts pored over the leaked code for clues about how Anthropic harnesses the LLM that underlies the application, sharing it on GitHub. Anthropic issued a takedown notice under U.S. digital copyright law, asking GitHub to take down repositories containing the offending code. According to GitHub's records, the notice was executed against some 8,100 repositories, including legitimate forks of Anthropic's own publicly released Claude Code repository, according to irate social media users whose code got blocked. Anthropic's head of Claude Code, Boris Cherny, said the move was accidental and retracted the bulk of the takedown notices, limiting it to one repository and 96 forks with the accidentally released source codes. An Anthropic spokesperson told TechCrunch the repo named in the notice was part of a fork network connected to our own public Claude Code repo, so the takedown reached more repositories than intended. We retracted the notice for everything except the one repo we named, and GitHub has restored access to the affected forks. The botched cleanup here is another black eye for the company as it reportedly plans an IPO, a task which typically demands attention to execution and compliance. Leaking your source code as a public company? You better believe there's a shareholder lawsuit coming. And problems with Baidu as the robotaxis the company operates, called Apollo Go, stalled throughout Wuhan, China, in some cases trapping passengers for up to 2 hours. That's according to multiple media reports as well as numerous video and social media posts. Baidu has not shared what caused the widespread outage, but local police said it was a system failure that affected at least 100 robotaxis. The unknown technical error caused robotaxis to suddenly freeze, and sometimes in dangerous spots, such as the fast lane of roadways. Police are still investigating the matter. Baidu did not respond to TechCrunch's emailed request for comment either. Baidu is one of the largest robotaxi operators in China and has expanded to the Middle East. Last year, the company said it planned to deploy a fleet of more than 1,000 autonomous vehicles in Dubai over the next few years. Now, their recent Baidu outage is the latest incident to raise questions about the safety of robotaxis and their impact on local communities. And it's not just isolated to China. A widespread power outage in California last December wiped out traffic lights, causing Waymo vehicles to become stuck. That's all for now. For more stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.